Hello and welcome back to Talk English Now. I'm Sarah, and today we're going to talk about how you can make real progress in your English by spending just focused 90 minutes each day. Not rushing, not trying to learn everything at once, but taking time to listen slowly, speak clearly, and shadow English in a way that feels natural and enjoyable. I know that sometimes learning English can feel like climbing a long hill. You start with excitement, but after a while, you might feel tired or wonder if you're really getting anywhere. Today, I want to help you see that if you use your 90 minutes well and follow the right approach, you can feel real improvement every single week. So let's imagine your 90 minutes as a friendly space in your day, a time just for you and your English. No pressure, no tests, no comparing yourself to others. It's a space where you can slow down, listen carefully, speak out loud, and really connect with the words and the rhythm of English. In the first part of your 90 minutes, I want you to start with slow listening. This means you choose something in English, like this lesson, and you let yourself hear every single sound. You're not just trying to understand the meaning. You're listening for the music of the language, the rise and fall of the voice, the way some words connect together, and the small pauses that give the sentence its natural shape. When you shadow, you repeat what you hear almost at the same time, but at the beginning, don't rush to keep up. First, listen, then speak. Even if it's a little slower than me, that's okay. You're training your mouth, your ears, and your mind to work together. Let's try something together. I'll say a short sentence. You listen first, then repeat after me. Ready? I am learning English every day. Go ahead. Repeat. Good. Now, let's do it again, but this time a little faster. I am learning English every day. See how your mouth is starting to remember the shape of the words? That's the power of shadowing. You're not just reading words on a page. You're feeling how they sound and how they move from one to the next. The second part of your 90 minutes should be speaking practice with your own sentences. This is where you take the patterns you've heard and use them in real life. For example, you heard, I am learning English every day. Now change it. I am reading English every day. I am speaking English every day. I am listening to English every day. Each time you change a word, you're telling your brain, I can use this sentence in many ways. That's how you move from just knowing English to being able to speak it without stopping to think. The third part of your 90 minutes is review. This is when you look back at what you practiced, repeat the same sentences, listen again to the same short audio. The more your brain hears and says the same words, the more natural they become. Now, why 90 minutes? Because it's long enough for your brain to really get into the rhythm of English, but short enough to fit into a busy day. You can break it into smaller pieces if you want, maybe 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes in the afternoon, 30 minutes in the evening. What matters is that you use those minutes actively, listening, speaking, and shadowing. As we go through this lesson, I'll be giving you plenty of short sentences to repeat after me. I'll also give you small variations so you can make your own sentences. This way, you're not only copying me, you're learning to speak for yourself. Let's try a few more together. First, I'll say it slowly. I can speak English clearly. Your turn. Good. Now a little faster. I can speak English clearly. Now change it. Use listen instead of speak. I can listen to English clearly. And now with understand. I can understand English clearly. Every time you make these small changes, you're giving your brain a little workout. And just like exercising your body, the more you train, the stronger you get. Sometimes you might feel shy or worried about speaking. That's normal. But remember, you don't need to be perfect. You only need to keep going. Each time you practice, your confidence will grow a little more. In this lesson, I'm here with you, guiding you, encouraging you. We'll take it step by step. You'll listen slowly. You'll speak clearly. You'll shadow naturally. And little by little, you'll notice the difference. So, let's keep going. I want you to repeat after me. English is becoming easier for me. Again. English is becoming easier for me. Now change easier to fun. English is becoming fun for me. And now change fun to natural. English is becoming natural for me. See how one small change can give you 3 different sentences? This is a simple but powerful way to build your speaking skills. You're not memorizing a list, you're playing with the language. We'll be doing a lot more of this as we move forward, so keep your voice active. Even if you're alone, speak out loud. Let your ears hear your own English. Let your mouth get used to moving in this way. And if you're enjoying this lesson so far, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel for more daily English practice. It's the best way to keep learning with me every day. Now, let's take a simple sentence and build it into many. Start with, I drink water every morning. Repeat, good. Now, change water to tea. I drink tea every morning. Now change tea to coffee. I drink coffee every morning. Now change morning to afternoon. I drink coffee every afternoon. This kind of small change practice is one of the best ways to train your English. You're not thinking in your native language and then translating. You're thinking directly in English. We're going to keep building on this. Each time, I'll give you a new base sentence, and you'll make changes. Sometimes 1 word, sometimes 2. Always speaking out loud, always listening to yourself, always keeping the flow natural. Let's try 1 more before we move into the next section. I walk to the park. Now change walk to drive. I drive to the park. Change park to store. I drive to the store. Change store to school. I drive to the school. And now change drive to ride my bike. I ride my bike to the school. See how we can keep adding and changing without stopping the rhythm. This is exactly how you make English your own. When you practice like this, you begin to notice patterns, short, useful pieces of language that come again and again in daily life. We call these chunks, and they help you speak without translating word by word. For example, listen and repeat. I'd like to. Again. I'd like to. Now add something simple. I'd like to learn more. I'd like to practice now. I'd like to speak clearly. Feel how this opening gives you a comfortable start to many sentences. Each time you use it, your confidence grows a little more. Now try a longer idea with a reason. Listen first, then repeat. I'm practicing English every day because I want to feel confident. Again. I'm practicing English every day because I want to feel confident. Now, change the ending. Because I want to understand movies. Because I want to travel easily. Because I want to talk with new friends. If because feels long, try so. I practice every day, so I feel more confident. Or try to as purpose. I practice every day to feel more confident. These small switches keep the rhythm fresh while you say almost the same meaning. Let's bring in time expressions to make your speaking more natural. Repeat after me slowly. In the morning. In the afternoon. In the evening. At night. Now put them into a sentence. I listen to English in the morning. I shadow sentences in the afternoon. I review my notes in the evening. I sleep early at night. If you want to be more exact, try these. At 7 a.m., around lunchtime, after work, before bed. Now build a flow. After work, I listen to English for 15 minutes, and before bed, I repeat my favorite sentences. Feel how the parts connect smoothly. Let's practice the difference between what you do now and what you do regularly. Listen first. I'm listening right now. Repeat. Good. Now the habit form. I listen every day. Again. I'm speaking right now. I speak every day. I'm studying right now. I study every day. When you hear am, is, are, plus ing, it often means something happening at this moment. When you use the simple form, it often means a habit or a routine. Keep feeling that difference as you speak. We'll add places to give your sentences a real-life feeling. Repeat. At home. At the office. At school. In the car. On the bus. In the kitchen. Now build. I listen to English at home. I practice shadowing on the bus. I review new words in the kitchen while I make tea. Try combining time and place. In the morning at home, I listen for 10 minutes. In the evening on the bus, I shadow short sentences. The more you connect time, place, and action, the more natural your speaking becomes. Let's visit the past gently. Start with yesterday. Repeat after me. Yesterday, I listened to English. Yesterday, I practiced for 30 minutes. Yesterday, I learned 3 new sentences. Now, last night. Last night, I watched an English video. Last night, I repeated the lines slowly. Try last weekend. Last weekend, I spoke with a friend in English. Feel how adding these time words helps your mind step into a clear story. Past words often end with EED in simple forms like listened, practiced, learned, watched, talked. Keep your voice soft and steady as you say them. Now step into the future with a friendly plan. Repeat. Tomorrow, I'm going to practice for 15 minutes. Again. Next week, I'm going to call a friend and speak in English. Tonight, I'm going to repeat my favorite sentences. If you like, switch to will for a quick promise. I will practice after dinner. I will speak slowly and clearly. I will keep going, even if it's hard. Try a confident version. No matter what happens, I will practice for a short time every day. Feel the strength in that promise. Sometimes you need help in a conversation. Practice these repair sentences with me. Could you repeat that, please? Could you say that more slowly? I didn't catch that word. What does that mean? Could you give me an example? Now connect them with warmth. Sorry, I didn't catch that. Could you please repeat it more slowly? I'm learning English. Could you please give me an example? These lines are polite and powerful. They keep the conversation open. When you miss something, let's practice confirming what you heard. Repeat after me. So, you're saying the meeting is at 3, right? Just to confirm, the cafe is on Green Street, correct? Let me repeat that. You need the report by Friday. These confirmation lines help you stay calm and clear. Use a soft tone. Keep your pace slow. Give space at the end for the other person to answer. This habit makes your English sound thoughtful and professional. Paraphrasing is another super skill. It means saying the same idea in your own words. Repeat. In other words, we can start tomorrow. So basically, I need to bring my ID. What you mean is, the shop closes at 6. Now connect to real life. In other words, I should practice a little every day. So basically, slow listening helps me speak better. What you mean is, shadowing trains my mouth and ears together. Paraphrasing shows understanding and buys you a little time to think. Let's build a friendly daily routine using calm rhythm. Repeat after me slowly. First, I breathe and relax my shoulders. Then I listen to English for 5 minutes without speaking. Next, I shadow the same lines 2 or 3 times. After that, I make my own sentences. Finally, I review the best lines and end with a smile. Now say it as one flowing story. First, I breathe and relax my shoulders. Then I listen for 5 minutes. Next, I shadow the same lines. After that, I make my own sentences. Finally, I review and end with a smile. Feel the movement from step to step. This simple routine can fill part of your 90 minutes any day. We'll strengthen everyday speaking with gentle if sentences. Listen, then repeat. If I practice today, I will feel more confident tomorrow. If I listen slowly, I will understand more. If I shadow regularly, my speaking will become smoother. Now switch the order to sound natural. I will feel more evident tomorrow if I practice today. I will understand more if I listen slowly. My speaking will become smoother if I shadow regularly. try adding a tiny action. If I get tired, I will take a short break and return with fresh energy. Your voice stays relaxed. Your message stays clear. Let's train small talk in a gentle, safe way. Repeat after me. Hi, how's your day going? It's going well, thanks. How about you? Not bad. I'm learning English today. That's great. What are you practicing? I'm practicing slow listening and shadowing. Now add kindness. That sounds helpful. Good luck with your practice. Thank you. I appreciate it. Feel the ease of this small talk. Short lines, friendly tone, simple words. Perfect for daily warm-ups. We'll practice there is and there are, which you hear all the time. Repeat. There is a new cafe near my house. There are many books on my desk. There is a meeting at 2. There are a few emails to answer. Now add time words. There is a class tomorrow morning. There are many options for lunch today. Then add place. There is a park in my neighborhood. There are 2 supermarkets on this street. Keep the is for one thing and are for more than one thing. Your ear will learn this quickly with gentle repetition. Let's bring in have to, need to, and want to, because they drive action. Repeat. I have to finish my homework. I need to practice speaking. I want to improve my listening. Now switch subjects. She has to work late. They need to catch a bus. We want to learn together. Combine with your routine. I have to study for 20 minutes after dinner. I need to repeat the new sentences tonight. I want to feel relaxed when I speak. Hear the purpose inside these lines. We'll soften requests to sound polite. Repeat. Could you help me with this? Would you mind speaking a little more slowly? Could I ask a quick question? May I join the call a bit later? Put them into a situation. Hi, could you help me with this email? I want to make sure it sounds polite. Would you mind speaking a little more slowly? I'm still learning. Soft voice, steady pace, gentle words. This is how you sound kind and confident at the same time. Finally, for this section, let's create a short personal mantra, a sentence you can say every day that sets your mindset. Repeat after me, slowly and clearly. I learn English a little every day, and that is enough. Again. I learn English a little every day, and that is enough. Now try a different version. I practice with patience, and my English grows. Another. I speak slowly and clearly, and my message is understood. Keep one of these lines in your pocket. Say it before you start. Say it when you feel stuck. Say it when you finish. It will keep your heart calm and your mind focused. You're doing beautifully. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Keep your breath soft. Let your words flow. In a moment, we'll build longer stories from these small pieces. We'll move from single lines to smooth mini paragraphs. You'll listen, shadow, and then tell your own version with the same rhythm. This is how your 90 minutes becomes powerful and personal, and how your English begins to feel like a comfortable conversation you can carry anywhere. Let's begin turning small pieces into smooth mini-stories. I'll guide you with a gentle frame, and you'll fill in the parts with your own details. Listen first, then repeat. In the morning, I wake up slowly, drink some water, and prepare my mind for English practice. Again. In the morning, I wake up slowly, drink some water, and prepare my mind for English practice. No, change one detail to make it yours. In the morning, I wake up slowly, make tea, and prepare my mind for English practice. Try another. In the morning, I wake up slowly, stretch my shoulders, and prepare my mind for English practice. Feel how your story stays the same shape while your life fills the spaces. We'll add movement through the day so your speaking flows naturally from moment to moment. Listen and repeat. After breakfast, I choose a short audio and listen without pausing. Now extend it. After breakfast, I choose a short audio and listen without pausing. Then I play it again and shadow the lines softly. Add a closing idea. After breakfast, I choose a short audio and listen without pausing. Then I play it again and shadow the lines softly. And I finish by saying 3 sentences of my own. You're building a beginning, a middle, and an end. Simple, calm, complete. Let's practice linking ideas with gentle connectors so your voice doesn't feel like separate blocks. Repeat after me. I listen slowly, and I notice the rise and fall of each sentence. I listen slowly, but I also try to keep the natural rhythm. I listen slowly because I want to understand the music of English. I listen slowly so I feel relaxed and focused. Now tell a small story with these connectors. I listen slowly and I understand more. I listen slowly because it keeps me calm. I listen slowly so my speaking becomes clearer. Keep your breathing easy as you connect each line. We'll feed your speaking with everyday frames you can reuse anywhere. Listen first. I'm just calling to ask about. I'm just writing to confirm. I'm wondering if you could. Would it be possible to? Now try them with endings. I'm just calling to ask about the meeting time. I'm just writing to confirm the address. I'm wondering if you could send the file again. Would it be possible to move the call to tomorrow? These soft openings lower pressure and give you a confident start. Keep them in your pocket and bring them out when you need them. Let's create a calm description of a place. Close your eyes if it helps, and picture a room where you like to study. Listen and repeat. My study space is quiet and simple. There is a small desk, a notebook, and a cup of tea. Add more. Light comes in through the window. I sit comfortably, and I breathe before I start. Add an action. I put my phone on silent. I open my notebook. I listen to a short lesson and repeat with a gentle voice. Now make it yours. Change 1 or 2 details. Maybe your space is in the kitchen. Maybe it's on the bus. Your English becomes real when it lives in your world. We'll practice speaking with feelings so your words carry emotion without rushing. Repeat after me. I feel calm when I listen slowly. I feel proud when I finish my practice. I feel hopeful when I notice a small improvement. I feel strong when I keep going, even if it's hard. Now put feeling inside a story. After a long day, I sit down, I press play, and I listen. I feel calm. I shadow the lines, and I feel proud. I make 2 new sentences, and I feel hopeful. Your feelings guide your tone. Let them slow your pace and warm your voice. Sometimes you need to explain a change of plan kindly. Practice these gentle lines with me. Something came up, so I need to reschedule. I'm sorry for the short notice. Could we meet tomorrow instead? Thank you for understanding. I appreciate your flexibility. Now flow through them as one. Something came up, so I need to reschedule. I'm sorry for the short notice. Could we meet tomorrow instead? Thank you for understanding. I appreciate your flexibility. This softness keeps relationships warm while you stay clear and professional. Let's step into a tiny phone practice. I'll give you the lines to repeat. Hello, this is Sarah. Is now a good time? Great, thank you. I'm just calling to confirm the time for our lesson. Perfect. So it's at 3 o'clock on Tuesday, right? Wonderful. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Now replace my name with yours. Replace the purpose with something you need. Keep the same melody. Short, gentle, confident. This is practical English you can carry with you anytime. We'll build a calm, confident answer when someone asks how your English is going. Repeat after me. I'm practicing every day. I focus on slow listening and shadowing, and it's helping a lot. Add a small achievement. I'm practicing every day. I focus on slow listening and shadowing, and it's helping a lot. Yesterday I had a short conversation with a colleague. Add a next step. I'm practicing every day. It's helping a lot. Yesterday I had a short conversation with a colleague. Tomorrow I'll review the same sentences and add 2 new ones. This gentle structure keeps you positive and forward-looking. Let's train short question frames so you can keep a conversation moving. Repeat. What do you think? How does that sound? Does this time work for you? Could you help me understand this part? Now chain 2 together. How does that sound? Does this time work for you? Chain a question with thanks. Could you help me understand this part? Thank you. That really helps. By practicing these small turns, you become flexible in real conversations. We'll stretch into a mini story you can retell. Listen first. Last weekend, I met a friend at a small cafe near the park. We ordered tea, and we talked about travel. I listened carefully to her stories and asked simple questions. After a while, I told a short story about my English practice. I spoke slowly and clearly. She understood me, and I felt proud. Now repeat in parts. Last weekend, I met a friend at a small cafe near the park. We ordered tea, and we talked about travel. I listened carefully and asked simple questions. I told a short story about my English practice. I spoke slowly and clearly. She understood me, and I felt proud. Now tell it again in your own words. Change the friend. Change the drink. Change the topic. Keep the calm rhythm. Sometimes you will make mistakes, and that's okay. Practice a gentle recovery. Repeat. Let me try that again. I said that too fast. I'll slow down. I made a small mistake. This is what I meant. Put it together. I made a small mistake. Let me try that again. I said that too fast. I'll slow down. These lines keep you moving forward. They show confidence and kindness to yourself at the same time. We'll add clear endings to conversations, so you finish gracefully. Repeat after me. Thanks for your time today. I appreciate the help. It was great talking with you. Let's catch up soon. I have to go now, but I'll send you a message later. N. I'll make one your daily closer. Thanks for your time today. I appreciate the help. Say it with a small smile in your voice. Let the last word gently fall. That final sound tells the listener the conversation is complete. Let's refresh your pronunciation with a soft focus on word stress. In English, content words carry more weight. Listen to the music here. I listen slowly and shaw down nat ur alley. Feel the beats. Listen. Slowly. Shadow, naturally. Now speak it smoothly without pushing. I listen slowly and shadow naturally. Try another. I practice every day to feel confident. Then relax it. I practice every day to feel confident. The goal is not to speak loudly, just to let the important words breathe. We'll close this segment with a daily promise to yourself. Repeat. Today, I will listen with patience. I will speak with care. I will practice with a calm heart. Again. Today, I will listen with patience. I will speak with care. I will practice with a calm heart. Now say it once in your own voice, at your own speed. Feel the meaning as you speak. Let the promise rest in your chest like a small light, and carry that light into the next minutes of practice, step by step, breath by breath, word by word. Now we're going to take that calm light you've built inside and use it to tell more connected, everyday stories. Stories that begin simply, grow naturally, and finish with a clear, gentle end. Listen first to my example, then repeat in parts. This morning, I woke up earlier than usual. I made a cup of tea and sat by the window. The street was quiet, and I could hear birds singing. I opened my notebook and wrote 3 sentences in English. Then I read them out loud, slowly and clearly, until they felt comfortable in my mouth. Let's break it down. This morning, I woke up earlier than usual. Repeat. I made a cup of tea and sat by the window. Repeat. The street was quiet, and I could hear birds singing. Repeat. I opened my notebook and wrote 3 sentences in English. Repeat. Then I read them out loud, slowly and clearly, until they felt comfortable in my mouth. Repeat. Now tell your own version. Change tea to coffee, juice, or water. Change birds singing to something you heard this morning. Keep the same soft flow from one sentence to the next. We'll build another small story, but this time in the future. Listen, tomorrow I'm going to start my practice earlier. I'll choose a short English video and listen carefully for the first time. Then I'll play it again and shadow each sentence. I'll pause when I need to, and I'll repeat until my mouth feels smooth. Finally, I'll make 3 new sentences of my own using the same words. Now break it into parts and repeat. Tomorrow, I'm going to start my practice earlier. I'll choose a short English video and listen carefully for the first time. Then I'll play it again and shadow each sentence. I'll pause when I need to, and I'll repeat until my mouth feels smooth. Finally, I'll make 3 new sentences of my own using the same words. Now say your own plan for tomorrow. It can be shorter or longer, but let it have a beginning, a middle, and an end. We'll add gentle time connectors to help your stories move naturally. Repeat after me. First, I. After that, I. Then, I. Finally, I. Now use them in a new mini-story. First, I listened to the lesson. After that, I repeated each sentence. Then, I made my own sentences. Finally, I reviewed everything I learned. Feel the rhythm as one smooth chain. You can change the actions, but keep the connectors. They are the bridges between your ideas. Let's practice. Ice polite questions you can use when learning with someone else. Repeat. Could you please explain that again? Would you mind showing me an example? Could you tell me if this sounds natural? Would you help me pronounce this word? Now link a question with a reason. Could you please explain that again? I want to be sure I understand. Would you mind showing me an example? I learn better when I see it in use. This gentle habit makes your questions friendly and respectful. We'll do a few yes and no answers that sound complete. Repeat. Yes, I understand. Thank you for explaining. Yes, that works for me. No, I don't think so, but thank you for asking. No, not today. Maybe tomorrow. Now try adding a soft extra sentence. Yes, I understand. Thank you for explaining. I'll practice it later. No, I don't think so, but thank you for asking. I'll let you know if I change my mind. These little endings keep the conversation warm. Let's make a story about learning outside the home. Listen. Last week, I went to the park with my notebook. I sat under a tree and listened to an English podcast. I paused after each sentence and repeated it out loud. A few people walked by, but I kept going. By the time I finished, I felt happy and relaxed. Repeat in parts with me. Last week, I went to the park with my notebook. I sat under a tree and listened to an English podcast. I paused after each sentence and repeated it out loud. A few people walked by, but I kept going. By the time I finished, I felt happy and relaxed. Now, make your own story. Maybe at a cafe, maybe on a bus. Keep it calm, simple, and steady. We'll add feeling words to make your stories richer. Repeat. Excited, nervous, calm, confident, hopeful. Now put them into a short frame. I felt excited when I understood the whole sentence. I felt nervous before speaking, but then I felt calm. I felt confident when I used the new word correctly. I felt hopeful after my practice. Your voice changes slightly with each feeling. Let that emotion guide your tone. Now let's mix past, present, and future in one small chain. Listen. Yesterday, I practiced for 20 minutes. Today, I'm learning 3 new phrases. Tomorrow, I will use them in a conversation. Repeat each sentence. Yesterday, I practiced for 20 minutes. Today, I'm learning 3 new phrases. Tomorrow, I will use them in a conversation. Now make your own chain. Change the times and the actions. This is a great way to keep all your tenses alive in your mind. We'll practice slow, clear pronunciation with one useful phrase. Repeat after me. I can improve my English every day. Again, slower. I can improve my English every day. Now say it naturally. I can improve my English every day. Change improve to practice. I can practice my English every day. Change English to speaking. I can practice my speaking every day. This slow to natural method helps you speak clearly without feeling forced. Let's make a positive daily affirmation to close this section. Repeat. I am patient with my English, and my English is patient with me. Again. I am patient with my English, and my English is patient with me. Now try another. I give my best in every practice, and that is enough. One more. I trust the process, and I keep moving forward. Keep one of these close to your heart for those days when progress feels slow. It will remind you that every small step counts. You're doing beautifully. In the next part, we'll move into conversational practice that feels like you're talking with a friend. We'll combine questions, answers, and follow-up sentences so you can keep the conversation flowing for longer without feeling stuck. You'll listen, shadow, and then make your own answers so your 90 minutes feels active and alive from start to finish. When we talk about expanding your vocabulary naturally, we're not talking about memorizing long lists of words. We're talking about learning new words inside sentences, inside situations, inside real speaking practice. That way, the word is not just in your memory, it's in your mouth, in your rhythm, in your life. Let's begin with something simple. Take the word delicious. Repeat after me. This cake is delicious. Again. This cake is delicious. Now change cake to coffee. This coffee is delicious. Change it to tea. This tea is delicious. By practicing it with real objects, you make the word easier to recall when you need it. Now let's try another. Comfortable. Repeat. This chair is comfortable. My shoes are comfortable. The bed feels comfortable. Change the objects to make them real for you. Think of things in your room right now. Look around and describe them. If you're sitting on a couch, say, "This couch is comfortable." If your shirt feels soft, say, "This shirt is comfortable." This is how you attach new words to your everyday world. We'll bring in an action word. Enjoy. Repeat. I enjoy reading in English. I enjoy talking with friends. I enjoy learning new sentences. Try adding time. I enjoy reading in English in the morning. I enjoy talking with friends after work. I enjoy learning new sentences before bed. Notice how the sentence grows naturally. It's not just a word anymore. It's part of a whole picture. Let's use difficult. Repeat. This exercise is difficult. The question is difficult. Speaking quickly is difficult. Now soften it with a little. This exercise is a little difficult. The question is a little difficult. This makes it sound friendlier and less heavy. You can also say quite difficult or really difficult for stronger meaning. Practicing with these softeners makes your speech more flexible. We'll also build around interesting. Repeat. The story is interesting. This lesson is interesting. Learning about different cultures is interesting. Add your own topic, maybe cooking or history or sports. Say it slowly, then at a natural speed. Each time you say it, picture the thing in your mind. That connection between word, sound, and image makes it stick. Now let's combine 2 or more new words to make richer sentences. Repeat. This interesting book is comfortable to read in the morning. The delicious soup was difficult to make, but worth it. I enjoy visiting interesting places on comfortable weekends. It's okay if some combinations sound a little unusual. The goal is to stretch your speaking muscles. We'll practice asking questions with these words. Is the chair comfortable? Is the story interesting? Was the test difficult? Did you enjoy the trip? Now try answering. Yes, the chair is very comfortable. Yes, the story is interesting. Yes, the test was difficult, but I learned a lot. Yes, I enjoyed the trip very much. Questions and answers together create balance in your practice. Let's move into a short descriptive paragraph so you can feel vocabulary inside a flow. Listen first. Last Sunday, I went to a small cafe near my house. The coffee was delicious, and the chair by the window was very comfortable. I brought an interesting book with me and read for an hour. It was a little difficult to focus at first because the street was noisy, but soon I enjoyed every minute. Now repeat in parts. Then try telling the same story with changes. Maybe it's a park, maybe it's tea, maybe it's a conversation with a friend. Keep the flow gentle. We'll also look at ways to learn a word by linking it to its opposite. Repeat. Difficult and easy, interesting and boring, comfortable and uncomfortable, delicious and tasteless, enjoy and dislike. Now use both in one sentence. This test is difficult, but the next one will be easy. The movie yesterday was interesting, but the one last week was boring. My shoes are comfortable, but my bag is uncomfortable to carry. These contrasts help your brain remember faster. Let's practice connecting new words with time markers for more detail. Yesterday's dinner was delicious. Tomorrow's meeting will be difficult. This morning's lesson was interesting. Last weekend's trip was enjoyable. Now make them about your own life so they feel true when you say them. We'll also add emotional connectors like because and so. Repeat. The lesson was interesting because I learned something new. I enjoyed the trip because the weather was perfect. The movie was boring, so I left early. The shoes were uncomfortable, so I didn't buy them. Saying cause and effect sentences like these makes your speaking sound thoughtful and complete. Finally, let's place our vocabulary inside a goal sentence. Repeat. I want to read interesting books every week. I want to cook delicious meals for my friends. I want to find comfortable shoes for walking. I want to enjoy every step of my learning. Saying your goals out loud plants them in your mind, and every time you repeat them, they feel more real. You're doing wonderfully. In the next part, we'll blend this vocabulary with small talk and everyday interaction so you can practice using your new words without thinking about them too much. That way, when you meet someone or join a conversation, these words come naturally to you in the moment. Now let's take the new words you've been practicing: delicious, comfortable, interesting, difficult, enjoy, and place them naturally into small talk so they come out without effort. Imagine you meet a friend and you're catching up. I'll guide you through the lines. Hi, how's your day going? Repeat. The friend says, pretty good. I had a delicious lunch. You respond, that sounds nice. What did you have? Repeat. The friend answers, I had pasta and fresh salad. You say, that sounds delicious. I enjoy pasta too. This way, you're using the word delicious as a natural reaction instead of a separate vocabulary exercise. We'll do another with comfortable. Imagine you're talking about a trip. How was your hotel? Repeat. The person says, it was very comfortable. The bed was perfect. You respond, I'm glad to hear that. I always enjoy a comfortable place to stay. Notice how the words flow in a friendly way without feeling forced. Let's bring interesting into a casual conversation. How was the museum? Repeat. It was really interesting. I learned so much about history. You answer, that sounds interesting. I enjoy learning about history too. You're showing you understand, you're engaging, and you're also reusing the word in your reply. We'll add difficult in a soft, conversational way. How was the hike? Repeat. The person says, it was a little difficult, but the view was amazing. You respond, I can imagine. I enjoy a challenge when the reward is that beautiful. By pairing difficult with a positive outcome, you keep the conversation low. Let's blend these words into a longer dialogue. Listen first. Hi, Sarah, how was your weekend? It was great. I went to a new cafe near my house. Oh, really? How was it? It was comfortable and quiet. The coffee was delicious, and the staff were friendly. That sounds interesting. I enjoy finding places like that. Yes, it wasn't difficult to get there, so I might go again next weekend. Now shadow the whole conversation line by line. Then try changing one or two details to make it your own. We'll now practice active listening skills, which means reacting in small, natural ways during a conversation. Repeat. That's great. I see. Really? Wow, that sounds nice. That must have been interesting. I can imagine. I know what you mean. These are short but powerful tools. They keep you connected to the person speaking and make your English sound alive. Now let's combine active listening with follow-up questions. Listen and repeat. That's great. How did you find out about it? Really? What was the most interesting part? I see. How long did it take you? Wow, that sounds nice. Would you go there again? Practice these with a soft, friendly tone so they feel easy when you need them. Let's step into a more open conversation where you have to talk about your own experiences. I'll give you a question and you answer using the new words. Tell me about a place you enjoyed visiting. You could say, I enjoyed visiting the mountains last summer. The view was beautiful and the air felt comfortable and fresh. The hike was a little difficult, but it was worth it. Notice you're weaving several words into one answer. Another. What's a delicious meal you've had recently? You could answer, I had homemade soup last week. It was delicious and warm, perfect for a rainy day. I enjoyed every spoonful. Keep your sentences smooth, and connected, not like separate points. One more. Can you describe something interesting you learned this month? You could say, I learned about different ways to improve my English. It was interesting because I discovered that slow listening helps me more than fast practice. I enjoyed trying it, and I found it comfortable to do at home. See how each new word slides into your natural speaking. Let's do a short role play to make the practice real. I'll play the other person, and you answer. Hi, how are you? You answer. What did you do over the weekend? You answer, using at least one of the new words. That sounds nice. Did you enjoy it? You answer, adding a detail. Would you do it again? You answer with a reason, using because. This role play can be repeated with different topics every day to keep your 90 minutes active. We'll also work on polite refusals so you can stay kind while saying no. Repeat. Thanks for inviting me, but I can't make it this time. That sounds interesting, but I'm busy today. I'd love to join, but I have other plans. I appreciate the offer, but I have to say no. Now try adding a follow-up. Thanks for inviting me, but I can't make it this time. Maybe next week. That sounds interesting, but I'm busy today. Let's plan for another time. Let's close this section by imagining you're ending a friendly chat. Repeat. It was great talking to you. Let's catch up again soon. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for sharing your story with me. Keep your tone warm at the end. The way you finish a conversation is just as important as the way you start. You've now practiced putting your vocabulary into real exchanges, linking your sentences smoothly, and keeping conversations alive. In the next part, we'll focus on creating short, personal stories that you can tell confidently to anyone, using slow, clear delivery so your listener understands every word and feels connected to your story. Let's step into personal storytelling, the kind of simple, clear story you can tell to anyone, whether it's a friend, a colleague, or someone you've just met. A good personal story has a beginning, a middle, and an end. It doesn't need to be long. It just needs to be easy to follow and spoken with a calm rhythm. Listen to this example first. Last Saturday, I went to the farmer's market near my home. The weather was sunny and there were many colorful stalls. I bought fresh fruit, tasted delicious bread, and spoke with a friendly vendor. It was such a comfortable and relaxing morning, and I enjoyed every moment. Now we'll break it into parts. Last Saturday, I went to the farmer's market near my home. Repeat. The weather was sunny and there were many colorful stalls. Repeat. I bought fresh fruit, tasted delicious bread, and spoke with a friendly vendor. Repeat. It was such a comfortable and relaxing morning, and I enjoyed every moment. Repeat. Now, tell your own short story about a weekend activity. Keep the sentences smooth and connected. We'll practice another with a small challenge inside. Listen. Yesterday, I tried a new English learning app. At first, it was a little difficult to use, but after a few minutes, I understood the steps. The lessons were interesting, and I enjoyed the short quizzes. By the end, I felt more confident. Repeat in parts with me. Then make your own story about trying something new, maybe a recipe, a hobby, or a sport. Keep the same gentle flow from beginning to end. Let's work on linking sentences with soft connectors so your story doesn't sound like separate blocks. Repeat. And, but, because, so. After that, finally. Now listen. I wanted to take a walk, but it started to rain. After that, I stayed at home and read an interesting book. Finally, the rain stopped, so I made a cup of tea and sat on the balcony. Now make your own version by changing the actions while keeping the connectors. We'll create a travel story to give you more practice with describing and sequencing. Listen. 2 years ago, I visited the mountains with my friends. The air was fresh, and the view was beautiful. On the first day, we went hiking, and it was a little difficult but very rewarding. At night, we stayed in a comfortable cabin and enjoyed a delicious dinner. I still remember how peaceful it felt. Repeat line by line. Then try telling a travel story of your own, real or imagined, using the same gentle rhythm. Let's add feelings to make your stories richer. Repeat. I felt excited when I arrived. I felt nervous at the beginning. I felt relaxed when I saw the view. I felt proud after finishing. Now place them into your story. I felt nervous at the beginning of the hike, but I felt proud after reaching the top. I felt excited when I started speaking English with strangers, and I felt relaxed when they understood me. This mix of events and emotions makes your listener feel closer to you. We'll now practice a short lesson learned ending for your story. Repeat. I learned that slow steps can lead to big results. I realized that trying something new can be fun. I discovered that speaking slowly helps me feel confident. I noticed that practice becomes easier when I enjoy it. These short reflections show growth, and they give a satisfying close to your story. Let's do a role play where someone asks you to share a memory. I'll ask the question, and you answer. Can you tell me about a time you felt proud? You might say, yes. Last month, I joined a small English conversation group. At first, I was nervous, but I spoke slowly and clearly. Everyone understood me, and I felt so proud. Keep your answer short but full of feeling. Now, another. Can you tell me about something delicious you've eaten recently? You could answer, yes, I had homemade pizza last Friday. The crust was soft, the cheese was perfect, and the flavor was amazing. I enjoyed every bite. See how the story is simple, but still has a beginning, middle, and end. One more. Can you tell me about a place where you felt comfortable? You could say, yes, there's a small library near my house. It's quiet, the chairs are comfortable, and there's a big window with sunlight. I like to sit there and read English books. It always feels peaceful. We'll finish this section by building a habit of telling one short personal story every day. You can use the new words you've learned, connect your sentences with soft transitions, and always include at least one feeling. Over time, these small daily stories will make your speaking smoother, your vocabulary stronger, and your confidence higher. Now let's give your English the final polish with clear pronunciation and natural rhythm. When you speak, it's not only the words that matter, it's how they sound together, how your voice moves, and how your pauses give space for meaning. We'll begin with a simple sentence. Repeat after me slowly. I practice English every day. Again. I practice English every day. Now say it once more, but let your voice rise slightly on practice and English, then fall gently at the end. I practice English every day. This gentle rise and fall is what makes English sound alive. We'll practice smooth linking, where the end of one word connects to the start of the next. Listen. Practice English becomes practice English. Speak it slowly becomes speak it slowly. Read an article becomes read an article. Try them slowly, then at a natural speed. This will help your speech flow without sounding robotic. Let's bring in thought groups, small sections of speech separated by pauses. Listen to this. In the morning, I listen to English, and I shadow short sentences. Now try it. Notice how each pause gives your listener time to absorb what you've said. Thought groups make your speaking easier to follow and help you feel more relaxed. We'll also work on emphasis, choosing one or two important words in each sentence to give a little extra energy. Repeat. I really enjoy learning every day. Now emphasize enjoy. I really enjoy learning every day. Next, emphasize every day. I really enjoy learning every day. Changing emphasis slightly can change the feeling of your sentence. Let's practice slowing down naturally when something is important. Repeat. I speak slowly so I can be understood. Again. I speak slowly so I can be understood. Feel the pause after slowly. That's the moment when your listener is ready for the next idea. We'll use a short daily mantra to keep your rhythm soft and confident. Repeat. I have time. I can learn. I will improve. Again, slower. I have time. I can learn. I will improve. Now say it once more at a natural speed with steady breathing. Now let's bring all of these skills into one short scene. Listen. This morning, I made tea and sat by the window. I listened to an English lesson and shadowed each sentence. The sun was warm, the chair was comfortable, and I enjoyed the quiet. I practiced for 30 minutes, and I felt proud of myself. Repeat in parts. Then try telling the same story, with your own details. Let your rhythm carry the story forward. We'll close with a few stretch sentences that help you combine clarity and smoothness. Repeat. I listen slowly, I speak clearly, and I practice with patience. I make mistakes, I learn from them, and I keep moving forward. I enjoy my practice, I enjoy my progress, and I enjoy the journey. Feel how the repetition of structure gives you confidence and a natural beat. Finally, here's your warm send-off from me to you. You are capable of speaking English clearly, confidently, and with joy. Every minute you spend listening, speaking, and shadowing is an investment in your future. Even if progress feels slow, trust that each day is building your skill. You are not starting from zero. You are building on everything you've already learned. And with 90 minutes of focused practice each day, you will hear and feel the change in your own voice. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Keep speaking, keep listening, and keep believing in yourself. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell icon so you don't miss future lessons. And remember, your English is growing, your voice matters, and you have everything you need to succeed. I'm proud of you, and I'll see you in the next lesson.